Lately, I came across a person, an influencer on LinkedIn, who is quite well known. And I started researching a little more about him because initially I liked what he had to say. And I think overall I like what he has to say. But I do have a problem with something that he's been saying a lot. And that is how to find meaning in your life. And that something is, I'm actually going to read what he has to say is, the route to happiness goes through unhappiness and suffering. I completely disagree with that. And that's what today's video is all about. Why do I think that is wrong? And it's a wrong way to teach anyone about meaning. And oftentimes we tend to idealize suffering, pain, and sacrifice. And honestly, you don't need to live a life like that. I think people that have suffered, I would say lightly in life, like to say that, oh, I found so much meaning by going through this rough patch. I will have to say, and I think it's fair to say that people like that are often quite privileged in life. The people that truly go through suffering, for example, the Palestinians of today's world, the children in Gaza, they are the ones that, if you really think about it, do you really think they're finding more meaning in life through the pain and suffering and injustice and sacrifice that they are making in order to keep their land? No, there is nothing to gain through that. And to say that everyone that goes through pain and suffering finds meaning in their life, it's also a big lie. No, most people get jaded. Most people become cynical and trusting of people. They learn to manipulate. They learn a lot of negative behaviors because of that. So careful when we idealize pain and suffering. I also find it unfair because the dangerous part of it is that I am highly cautious of it when talking about pain, suffering, and making it a beautiful story, is that it gives a lot of permission for pain and suffering to continue in today's world. And we all should be working for the opposite. We all should be working in reducing pain and suffering in, say, our children's life, in the next generation's life. And this is why we have to have these difficult conversations and understand that, okay, maybe you found meaning out of this, and maybe you were not a very good person before you have gone through the negative consequences of life. But most people that go through true pain and suffering are good people. They were good people, or they're still good people, but they have become handicapped because of so much pain and suffering that they have gone through, and the lack of support made them not be their full self. So no, let's stop idealizing. Meaning can come in so many other ways than to go through so much injustice. And you are not going to probably understand or empathize or feel compassion until you dive deeper into your empathetic self, into your compassionate self. Or if you are part of a marginalized group or a gender that doesn't receive equal rights. Because there is already enough suffering and enough injustice. And all of us that are in this 3D world are going to encounter pain. We don't need to allow pain and suffering to happen to our closest and dear ones. When they are going through a hard time, please help them. Please don't think that, no, they're finding meaning through this horrible thing that they're going in school, for example, right? I think recently I met a really sweet little girl who's having a really hard time in school because she's being bullied and nobody is defending her. And you would think that, okay, she's learning something wonderful out of this horrible pain that she's going through by being teased, but she's not. All she's learning is that at this moment, I don't have anyone. None of my friends are coming to stand up for me. And what I have learned by hearing her stories is that she's a beautiful, empathetic 7-year-old. And she has so much more emotional intelligence, even though she's the youngest one in her classmates, that the kids that are teasing her, they are still stuck in the 2-year-old phase that all of us go through. Her older sister, who's a sweetheart and she's highly empathetic as well, told me that I tried teaching her and telling her, say these mean things back. Every time they tease you, if they call you ugly, say that, okay, your eyes are all these comebacks that I'm not very good at it myself. And she told her older sister, no, I don't want to say these bad things because these are not nice things. And I will not say nice things just because they are saying not nice things to me. And when I heard that, I was like, my God, you deserve an applause award. Like, you are so matured for actually thinking that way. It's too bad that you are around other 2-year-olds that are actually 8-year-olds making fun of you and making you feel that way and trying to make you feel horrible and succeeding in the process, because we're social beings. All we want is to get along and play, right? Like, that should be a right of a child to play and have fun. So no, there is no lesson here in the suffering that this kid is going. I'm really hoping that her parents intervene, because it's been 6 months and you allow them to solve their problems, but after a while, if you see how it's affecting children emotionally, you have to intervene. We have to not allow the suffering and the pain to continue, because if anything, she's teaching something to all of us. She's teaching so much compassion and empathy towards her enemy, right? And why are we making her go through hell when she's teaching us how to be better human beings? So if you want to find meaning is all over around us. I think the best way to find meaning is just to be present, fully present in what is going on in front of us. And there is so much inspiration. And pay attention to this, to everything that you encounter on your daily basis. The injustice of the world should teach us meaning. When we see a 7-year-old being a lot more emotionally intelligent than anybody else around her, is a source of inspiration. As a collective, try to reduce suffering to the future generation and to the people around us.